On this channel, I often talk about Western values. One of the key Western values is the rule of law. During World War II, when Prime Minister Churchill was asked if Britain was still working, then he replied with a question. Are our courts still delivering justice? Someone said yes. Then he replied that Britain is still working. Such is the importance of law. Justice delayed is justice denied. But what's happening all across the Western world is not justice is being delayed. It's completely being denied. Check out this latest travesty of justice in Australia. Look at this judge. I don't know why they have so much contempt for Western civilization, the very civilization that has given them so much to be proud of. Lebanese Muslim guy with Hezbollah neck tattoos went around Sydney firebombing cars and spray painting F Israel. This New South Wales Supreme Court judge, in Australia, the Supreme Court is not the highest court. The High Court is the highest court. Just a side note. So this New South Wales Supreme Court judge, Desmond Fagan, ruled that his Hezbollah neck tattoos did not necessarily indicate support for Hezbollah or Hezbollah ideology. I've been hearing for a very long time gang members in the United States have been getting arrested and they've been getting ID'd because of their tattoos, showing their allegiance to whichever gang they're in. So Judge Fagan also found that his actions setting fire to random cars, not belonging to Jews, random cars, and spray painting F Israel everywhere were understandable in light of his Lebanese Shia Muslim background. This is far from an isolated incident. Check out this guy on the left. He's an Iraqi refugee. He sexually assaulted a 14-year-old girl, and he was let go because the Labour government has told judges that if you give anyone a sentence that is longer than 12 months, then they will be deported. So these judges, most of them are wokes. They don't want that to happen. They want to replace native populations with these foreign invaders. I mean, even if, let's just say, for argument's sake, even if you wanted to bring in people from all races, all cultures, at least bring the good ones, not the rapists, not the murderers. The global south is massive. You can bring in maybe some good ones. Well, I don't know. But I don't believe in multiculturalism anymore. Even the good ones are going to be culturally dangerous. Yeah. Even if you're a surgeon or a doctor or a scientist from Iraq or Syria or Pakistan or whatever, at some point later down the track, they're going to challenge the native culture of Australia or whichever country they go to. I've got a whole list of these judges. Here's another one. This happened in Australia too. Nigerian scammer who was jailed for raping his own wife is allowed to stay in Australia. This guy is our Home Affairs Minister. The worst guy. And look, we already know his ideological viewpoint. Check him out. This is him telling us, no integration or assimilation is needed.
The concept of immigration is people, when they come to Australia, want to be part of Australia. That's what people want. And I've never accepted the word assimilation. I don't want people to lose who they are. The word integration is one that's being used as part of a multicultural dialogue for a very long time. And that's what it is. Like, we want people for who they are. I've never subscribed to that sort of melting pot concept that your whole identity is meant to be dissolved.
So if these are their views, then are you surprised? He wants Nigerians and Syrians and Somalis and Sudanese people. He wants them to come and don't integrate, don't assimilate. Bring in your machete culture, bring in your rape and sexual assault culture. That's perfectly fine. This is getting worse. I said it. I said it nearly 2 years ago that Aussie women, brace yourself, because this is going to happen to you on a scale that is unimaginable for you. Why did I say that? Because I had already seen that happen all across Europe and the UK. Check this one out. A convicted child sex offender from Sierra Leone is arguing that granting him permanent residency could reduce his risk of reoffending in Australia. So give me permanent residence and then I won't do it again. But if you don't give me PR or deport me, then I'll do it again. And guess what? Guess what happened? So he remains here on a high-risk visa, one of 342 at the last published count. This visa category originally included 72 people convicted of violent offenses, kidnapping or armed robbery, 37 of sexual offenses, including child sex offenses, 16 of domestic violence or stalking, 13 of serious drug offenses, and 7 of murder or attempted murder. But we have no way of knowing how many are here because Tony Burke, the guy you just saw, stopped publishing monthly figures. That's exactly what David Lammy did in the UK. When people asked for data, how many of these migrants are committing these violent acts of crime? You know what he did? He put a petition to hide it. And then they say, oh, white people commit more. They don't give us any data. Some brilliant people have already done a lot of great work through various other sources, which all point in one direction. People from countries like Afghanistan, Sierra Leone, they're up to 20 times more likely to commit these kind of acts. 20 times more likely than an average Brit. And look, the situation is just as bad in America. And obviously America has, I don't know, America has a whole host of other kind of problems. Look at this. So this guy you're looking at, it's been revealed that the black man who tried to rape a white woman at a public park in Savannah, Georgia, has had 22 arrests since 2020, including for beating a woman at a bus stop this year. He was let out of jail just 17 days ago. In fact, in his last 15 arrests, they let him walk every single time. The guy who murdered Irina, the Ukrainian girl, the blonde Ukrainian girl who was sitting on a train, who had the BLM poster in her room, completely unprovoked. That guy was also out after beating up several people. Let's watch this report.
I spoke with a former SPD officer who arrested this suspect multiple times. I also talked to Georgia State Representative Jesse Petrie and Savannah Alderman Nick Palumbo. They're both shocked, disappointed, and extremely frustrated that this man has been in and out of jail over and over again, wondering why.
So the police arrest them, and our woke judges let them go. And again, these are not minor offenses where, you know, someone has committed a white-collar offense or someone just stole a Snickers bar. These are violent criminal. I think I know, I don't know if they're going to play that video. This guy was just walking around and randomly punching women in the faces, knocking them out. I don't know if they're going to play that video or not.
Doyle's seemingly falling through the cracks of the system. 30-year-old Lashawa Doyle is back behind bars, this time facing 3 felonies. He was arrested Thursday by Savannah police for attempting to rape a woman at the bathrooms in Daffin Park. City staff heard something, went and told an off-duty officer who was able to run over and stop the sexual assault. Alderman Nick Palumbo's district covers Daffin Park.
Time and time again violated the trust of our community, and I would love to hear accountability from the judge. And I've asked from the district attorney's office their accountability mechanism to what is happening here.
Just let me say that again. Since 2020, he's been arrested 22 times. And in his last 15 arrests, they let him walk every single time. This was his 8th arrest in 2026 alone. We're in August, so what? 1 arrest every single month. What chance of rehabilitation does this person have? I've never been arrested. Most people never get arrested. This guy's been arrested 8 times in this year alone. So I have to make a bigger point. I've got more examples. Look at this. Back to Australia. This guy, the New South Wales Supreme Court just ruled that a Middle Eastern man in Sydney. Oh, sorry. This is the guy with a neck tattoo of Hezbollah. I think must be behind him. Let me see if they have the photo. And this is what he did. F Israel. This is how he vandalized Jewish property. And the judge said, nah, nothing wrong with it. Nothing to see here. There you go. This is another guy. This is America.
He's empty. He's broken. He's stalled.
This is how Daquan Hunt's sister describes him. She talked to us, but didn't want us to show her face or use her name.
From what I know, his diagnoses are paranoid schizophrenia, PTSD, and bipolar disorder.
Before police say Hunt attacked random victims in Dilworth, his sister says he was violent with her and her mother.
And he completely just flipped, and that turned into violence. And we had to call the cops then. And every time something has happened, yes.
He was released as well. Oh, look at this one. This is funny. Albanian drug dealer Shiprasam Koka has been spared a deportation order after serving time for drug dealing and money laundering because his daughter wets the bed. He told the appeals court his daughter needed therapeutic intervention due to her accidents, which worsened during his time in jail. You can't deport me. My daughter wets her bed. Why don't you take your daughter with you too? Oh, sorry, we can't punish his daughter. What do you mean punish his daughter? He's an Albanian. He's only going to his home country. Let's have a look at another one. An Iranian national. He's not one of those good Iranians. You know, there are secular Iranians, and then there are the Islamist Iranians. He's the pro-Palestine Iranian. An Iranian national who drugged and raped a 13-year-old girl in her bedroom will not be deported or jailed and will keep receiving taxpayer-funded NDIS support while living freely in the community. And this is how aggressive they are against the natives. 7 men who threw objects and pushed bins at police during a protest in Southampton over the murder of Henry Nowak, so that happened, what, in June, May, have been jailed for years by a judge who has let multiple pedophiles walk free. This is Judge Maggie Scott. He let child rapist Daniel Sislik, who raped a 12-year-old girl, walk free. See, now this guy is Daniel Sislik, so he's not a Muslim. But these guys, they have their own twisted worldview, guys. They have a soft spot for rapists and pedophiles. I saw a video where this guy was arguing, lefty woke lunatic. He was saying we need to show compassion and love to rapists. You know, they need our love and attention, because if someone does something like that, then there's something wrong. Yeah, there's something wrong. Bring back the death penalty. She gave him an absolute discharge despite him pleading guilty. She also sparked outrage by praising Algerian rapist Hamadchi Hamza for settling in Britain and setting up a hairdressing business. She said that the predator deserved credit for overcoming his very difficult background to become a successful business owner in Scotland. Let me find that video that I was talking about. Look at this guy. Let me warn you, this is going to anger you.
Larger movements of people who are actively engaged in militant struggle, in mutual aid, and fighting back. We can't just build tiny insular movements of people who already speak in our terms. Care and accountability circles work better than punishing people who have engaged in sexual harm to make them stop. It's like abolitionism is so pragmatic, and yet ironically, we are always accused of being utopic. Like, we're accused of being utopians. You can't live anywhere and you can't work anywhere, are applied to queer and trans people instead of trying to be like, no, we're not sex offenders. It's like, this is a made up concept used to target our communities and many communities. And our movements are too small to meet the needs of the people in our communities that are in crisis, and to launch effective struggles to stop the cops from
What the F is he saying? I'm not even understanding.
raiding the park, and stop the pipeline, and shut down the weapons manufacturer. We need to do all of that, and we need so many more people. The carceral context that we live in has set up a story about safety culturally that's terrible for all of us.
I don't understand what he's saying, to be honest. I'm just going by this title. Abolitionist professors say rapists should face care and accountability circles, not punishment. Seattle University law professor Dean Spade, the clown that you saw on the right, and Burbank criminology professor S. Lamble take prison. Oh, that's what he meant by abolitionist. I was saying, what does he mean by abolition? There's no slavery in the West. Oh, abolitionists. These people believe in abolishing prisons. S. Lamble take prison abolition to its hardest question. What happens to rapists and people who commit serious sexual violence? Let's just go back to something else. There you go. A migrant from Ghana hunted women on the streets of Oklahoma City. He attacked one, they let him go. He attacked another, they let him go again. Then he tried to rape a third woman in broad daylight, and firefighters tackled him off of her. He's been arrested 20 plus times. Let's have a look at this charmer. Let me guess.
26-year-old Jeff Acer has been in jail 3 times in the last 2 weeks, all for allegedly assaulting women. On August 1st, near Northwest 23rd and Classen, police were called because of a possible rape. Acer allegedly pushed a woman up against a bus stop window and stuck his hands down her pants. Police were also told by another woman Acer came up behind her while she was walking on Classen and pulled her pants down. She was able to push him and got away. He was arrested for sexual battery and indecent exposure. 5 days later, near Scissortail Park, he's accused of walking up behind a woman and grabbing her butt multiple times. When she turned around, he was allegedly digging in his pants, but when she asked him to leave, he walked away. Police spotted him later and arrested him for sexual battery. 6 days after that, Wednesday of this week, the Lake Hefner Trail incident happened when he allegedly walked up behind a woman, pulled her down, and attempted to rape her. Firefighters stopped it and called police. Now his bond is at $75,000, but the district attorney's office said today the plan is to try to get it raised because of all these incidents. Now, we asked officials today why actual charges haven't been filed in any of these cases. Oklahoma City police tell me they're working closely with the district attorney's office.
They keep releasing them, guys. But that is the state of our justice system. I don't know why they have so much compassion for the criminals. Was it John Adams who said justice to the criminal is cruelty to the victim? Churchill will be rolling in his grave. Churchill will be rolling in his grave.